I was actually in Santa Clara for a conference that ended up getting canceled once half the behavior team was already there and the other half was en route. Geographically speaking, they were a little bit ahead of us in terms of the shutdowns and impact. So I had called Eddie actually from there and started talking about it, what are we going to do? This is crazy. And he was like, oh my God, everything's normal here. So I came home and everything was pretty much normal. And then a couple days later, it started, to hit.
Once we got to about midway through the week, we started predicting that schools would shut down as a whole.
Yeah, you guys can see just how quiet it is here behind me on Balboa Island. Normally, this is teeming with people.
Our goal and our thought was really that we would stay open, that we needed to stay open because these kids, don't really have an option and our population is just so different.
Thank you.
Even though we are an essential specialized service, we wanted to be mindful of our obligation to our employees and our students.
We saw more and more of our districts close, and then the superintendent of Orange County spoke and recommended school closures. Eddie and I immediately got on a call, and that's when we started working on the virtual classrooms in the event that we would have to go completely virtual.
It's daunting. Typically, in a planning phase, you have time and you have the ability to pilot, problem solve, and work through issues so you end up with this perfect product.
We had opted to move our spring break up to at least buy us time.
Sunday, the governor's comments came out, and it became very clear that we then needed to shut down our business.
We direct a statewide order for people to stay at home.
For our students, they needed us that day. They were told that they could not come into school, and our kids rely on stability and consistency in order to self-regulate. So the stability and the consistency really had to come first, and we just had to come up with as perfect of a product as we could, as quickly as we could. Teacher on special assignment, Dr. Siggy started vetting virtual platforms.
I started December 9th, just of this past year. I was hired to create a standards-based curriculum. Then all of a sudden, we began to hear the possibility of a shutdown of all the schools because of the pandemic. It wasn't even a second thought, we got to prepare for this. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Howdy. Hi,
Once we announced to our team members that that's what we were going to be doing, they all got on it so quickly.
I like your background.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
We developed that pretty much in a day, which was pretty crazy and pretty awesome to see. We troubleshooted one day together last Wednesday, and then by Thursday we were up and running with the virtual curriculum.
Thank you.
I have a breakout session going for the teachers, so I'm going to send you guys all there right now for our meeting.
Thank you.
Awesome.
PvP for life!
If someone had told me that, my Portview team was going to create virtual classrooms and virtual services during one workday, I would have said they were lying, but they did. And I have to say that it actually is super high quality and something that I'm extremely proud of.
Students and our parents were then sharing with other parents that maybe missed that first day. This is working, this is great, thank you so much. That's how the Portview community has always worked, but it was fascinating to see it working in terms of this new sort of venture.
There's so much research to say that if the teachers have high expectations of their students will meet those expectations. My students have completely exceeded my expectations. I thought there would be a lot more behavioral challenges going on during the Zoom meetings. I think it just speaks to the fact that individuals with autism and our students are so social. The first thing they're doing is saying hi to their friends. Just to see that, I think, has been probably the coolest element, because so many people say that individuals with autism aren't social, and I hate to break it to you, world, they absolutely are.
Marty will not be in today.
He's not?
No, he doesn't feel good today.
I'll make him a nice card.
Aww.
You know what? You do that, Zach. That would be great.
That's awesome, dude.
That's very sweet. Very sweet.